Welcome to Advice Pod. My name is Kyle. This is Raysean.
Yo,
You know what they say? It's just the two of us. We can make
just
it if we
the
try.
two of us.
Just the two of us, you and I. Today, with an Am I the Asshole? Am I the asshole for disrespecting the elderly?
Remember to like the video.
Good call. I, 17, have always been taught to respect my elders, but this older woman, 60-ish, is testing my patience. For context, I often used to go to a public library to study for my HSED. I'm not sure if I know what that stands for, but one day, this older lady came up to me and told me I needed to get a life and insulted my appearance and intelligence, all because I was sitting in, quote, her chair. It's a public library. No chair is one specific person's chair? Question mark. I didn't take kindly to that, so I retaliated back with, aren't you a miserable old bitch? And moved seats so she could sit in her chair. I thought that the situation would be over because I dropped the whole thing, started ignoring her, and simply stopped going to the library. No, she won't let it go. She's continuing to harass me outside of the library. She has recorded me. She has banged on the window as I've walked past the library. She has honked at me while driving past me. And one time she followed me into a gas station just to insult my appearance again and left without buying anything. Am I the asshole? This is a fun one.
You're not the asshole, because sometimes these old people need to be put in their place, because sometimes they just feel like they can say anything they want and not realizing that the things that they're saying, it's fucking hurts. Like, bitch, you don't have no fucking filter. And I literally kind of had this problem with someone in my family. I'm not gonna say who it is because I don't want to put them out there, because I know people listen to this pod. But yes, you have to sometimes defend yourself, because people will just say whatever they think they can say, and you just be like, just because you were born when Jesus was walking the earth, bitch, don't mean you can tell me what the fuck going on. Like, this particular situation, like, I don't know, I probably would have low-key lost it. Like, if I'm in the library just doing my shit and you just come up and just start trying to talk about my opinion, why the fuck you sitting in my chair dressed like that, man? Low-key, if you fuck, you better hope this is the right day, because if not, because I might low-key let your ass have it, because I'll just be like, what is your fucking problem? I like you did call her a miserable old bitch, because you got to be miserable. You got to be miserable than a motherfucker to just randomly feel like you own the library now. So I guess you got your own fucking table, your own seat and everything. So now you just gonna have the audacity to walk up to me and then say the most, I don't even know exactly what you said, because they didn't give us exactly, but I'm gonna say some of the most bullshit out of nowhere, because it's out of fucking nowhere. And then you always been told, like, your whole life, be nice and kind to elders, respect them, show them respect and everything. But you have to give respect, or be kind at least, to get respect back. So if you could have went up to the sir and said, I usually sit here, I've been coming here for a while, and see how that goes. And if that didn't work out, bitch, you sitting in a different table today. Like, it's just as easy as that. I mean, if the library itself didn't put a name tag on that table for you, bitch, you ain't important enough.
It's true. You know what? I feel like they need to bring back name tags at libraries, just so that way we can avoid these types of situations. I'm kidding. I don't think name tags at libraries were ever a thing, and I'm not sure what the heck I'm talking about. But I'll say, man, if I was 17 years old, I assume that it's an old lady and a young woman around 17. I'm making assumptions on gender here, right? But if I was 17, dude, I'd be like, I'm not an adult yet. I will fucking swing on this old lady. I don't give a shit. Hopefully she's under 65 or whatever the legal age is for, like, because it's worse when you assault a senior for some reason. Probably because they're way more prone to broken hips and being a further detriment and drain on the fucking system overall. But whatever, I digress. I would have swung on this bitch. What are you saying about my clothes? You don't know anything about me. I'm reading a book at the library. I'm 17. I should be out doing drugs and partying in the woods and stuff. I'm reading a book at the library. Get out of my face, man. This kid, the 17-year-old, was, I think, pretty polite, all things considered. Like she could have said way worse than "Aren't you a miserable old bitch?" That was
Man.
that was super tame response in comparison to how this lady came at you. But like the crazy part of the story isn't even the initial interaction. It's like this lady is not letting it go.
Oh, you're
She's
stalking me like a motherfucker?
dude, that's like you call the cops to be like, hey man, I'm not sure exactly who this lady is. This is what happened. Now all around town, this has happened 4 or 5 times now. She like personally goes out of her way to like honk her horn at me or follow me. Dude, the following into a gas station thing, that's nuts. That's psycho.
Yeah, while she recording you, you need to be getting your evidence too. And maybe you need to go get your grandma or some old people in your family that can go and talk to her real quick, put their hands on her. Cause I would say put your hands on them, but I always have this big fear of you putting your hands on someone and you hit them, they fall on the ground, hit their head, now they dead. Now it's like a fight that then turned into a murder. You're like, you know what I mean? Just because you couldn't keep it inside. So I always try to be more verbal with my attacks. I will rather verbally assassinate you than physically put my hands on you because it's just like, man, it's just never gonna look well. Cause I feel like it's easier to be like, oh, you said that to her, okay. But we be like, damn, you knocked her out, like shit, like you know what I mean? It's kind of like,
She
damn.
smashed her head open on a rock, bled
They'd be
out.
like, what'd
Yeah.
she say to you? She just said your clothes look bad. Like, yeah,
You pushed her onto an old type gothic fence with the metal spikes poking out and she's been impaled by them. I'm just like imagining if I push somebody, an old motherfucker in like downtown Bristol, they'd fall into like one of those fancy fences with the big pointy things and they would die automatically.
they don't
I
even
don't
get it
know.
like that. It could be you just push her, she fall back on the chair, hit her head on the bookshelf fall on her. Now you the library murderer now. Like, like gotta watch out for that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, all things considered, this kid is definitely not the asshole. This old lady, though, I mean, what do we think's going on with her? I mean,
Yeah,
she's
she
definitely the asshole for sure, but like, why? She's probably got so little going on in her life. That's probably why she goes to the fucking public library in her mid 60s because she doesn't have much else going on. The 17-year-old kid's going there with a purpose to like study for whatever, I don't know, that HSED. I don't know if that's high school education, maybe. I don't know. But it's weird that they put the acronym up for that or whatever, for the initials
hmm,
up. Either way, I assume this lady doesn't have a whole lot going on in her life. And like this interaction with this kid was like the most sizable event of the last 8 months of her life. So she's like, I gotta fucking get some mileage out of this, dude. Where's this girl live? I'm gonna follow her home. I'm gonna sit by the library window in my own new chair and just bang on the window as she walks by. Like that's bizarre behavior, man.
I just think she took it as, you know, when they be like, don't disrespect old people. I think she took it as disrespect. And she's like, oh, hell nah, you ain't gonna fucking disrespect me. And you know what? I don't got nothing to occupy my time. I'll go all 12 rounds with your ass. So
Yeah, the
let's go.
entitlement is real. Entitlement is real with old people because like it is very much ingrained into older generations. Like respect your elders, but like I think our generations and younger, I think
Fuck that.
respect is a two-way street. If you can't respect me, why am I going to respect you? Like what do I gain from that outside of being put in check by you because you happen to be here, a few decades before I was, even though you're a asshole, jerk, idiot, morally wrong, whatever it is, old lady fucking banging on windows at the library. I don't know. She definitely has an entitlement thing going on, but also, yeah, I think just a strong case of boredom. Maybe she took an early retirement. She doesn't have too many friends, obviously, because she's making fun of people's fashion decisions at the fucking library. I assume she's done it to her friends as well. If she's doing it to strangers. I would say let us know your thoughts down in the comments, but I mean,
No, let us know if you had to cuss out a random old motherfucker because they didn't know they place in that situation. Let us know when you had to do it, and how did you feel afterwards? Did you feel like you got a whole load off your chest? Sometimes when you cuss somebody out, you feel like you just got off everything that's been building you down for the whole week, pinning you down. You get it all out sometimes. That's why I
yeah.
randomly cuss out one person a week. You don't even got to be a motherfucker that did anything to me. I just, bitch, you too close. I don't like how your breath smell. You should kill yourself.
What happens if you like blow your load early on one, thinking that you're just gonna meet the quota by cussing someone out for the week? Oh, you probably just cuss out additional people if you feel the need to, right?
I just do what I got to do. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Sometimes people need a good cussing out. Sometimes they just need to hear what they're doing from a different perspective.
Yeah. I mean, for tomorrow's post, yeah, leave us a comment, like the video if you haven't done it. Let us know if you've ever had to, beat up an old lady or in the library or whatever, cuss out an old person. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about Karens, and Karen's getting an overly bad rap. And you know what, man? I didn't cuss out at Karen, but I did shout her down with my super loud voice, and she shut right the fuck up and walked away. It was great. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But yeah, like the video. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you enjoy this type of content every day, Monday through Friday, which isn't every day. It's just 5 of the 7 days. So thanks for listening and advice.
Don't be a butt cheek.